HarperCollins presents The Fall by Martin Kemp, read by Paul Thornley. Dedicated to Harley Moon and Roman. So proud of you both. Chapter 1. Riviera. Johnny Klein looked rough, and he felt rough. Standing here amid the wealth of Saint-Tropez, in one of the most exclusive enclaves in the south of France, gazing up at the front gates of the stunning villa that was to be his home for the next 48 hours. It all just made Johnny look and feel even more rough. Decades of the rock star lifestyle had taken their toll on him. His shoulder-length grey hair could do with a decent haircut. Behind his sunglasses his eyes were red and swollen and underlined with dark rings. His knee ached. Johnny had given up on himself, and it showed. Gone were the times when his appearance mattered. Gone were the times when his morning ritual included an hour in front of the mirror. Gone were the times when his pop star persona and chiselled good looks would shine through. No matter how hard he had partied the previous night, no matter what time in the day he had emerged from his pit. This Johnny Klein's cells had replaced themselves so many times over his 57 years that the young rock god with a zillion-watt smile was barely in his DNA anymore. He looked different. He felt different. He thought different. He was a craggy, worn-out version of the boy who had sold more calendars back in the day than Michael Jackson and Prince put together. Rory Bloom, his travelling companion from London, was tinkering with the keypad that would open the villa's gates. Rory had been one of their most trusted roadies back when Johnny's band, Klein, were touring the world. Rory had been broad-shouldered and well-muscled back then. Honed from the repeated effort of hauling massive speakers, stage scaffolding and lighting rigs in and out of trucks day after day, week after week. That solid physique was gone now. So was the hair. Back in the day, Rory had sported a cascading mass of bouncing blonde curls that had earned him the nickname Diana after Diana Dawes. All that was left of that once crowning glory was a collection of pale, wispy filaments scraped across a pasty, blotchy scalp. Rory continued to press buttons on the keypad. "You do remember the entry code, don't you?" Johnny asked. "Of course I do," Rory snapped without looking around, and kept on tapping away at the keys. "Are you sure?" "Do you think I'm a fucking idiot?" "Do you really want me to answer that, Rory?" Rory turned and glared at Johnny. "It's your fault. You're putting me off." Johnny raised his hands in a conciliatory gesture and took a step back. He returned his gaze to the beautiful villa. It was an impressive place, overlooking the bay of Saint-Tropez, sitting on the coastal road as it snaked its way around the harbour. Some might call it tacky, a pimp's palace, but for others it was a house that only appears in dreams. It wasn't Johnny's, of course. It belonged to Pete James, lead singer of hyper-successful band The Whack. Unlike Johnny, who had been left behind by the industry, Pete had stayed in the music business, building up a career in the 1980s that he was still riding today. That's why he could afford a villa in Saint-Tropez, and why Johnny and Rory were just there to run errands. It was big Glaswegian Don Slater, Pete's right-hand man and fixer, who had recruited them for this little mission. "Pete will cover your travel and expenses and bung a few quid on top," Don had told him. "Just pick up the 2 guitars you'll find in the secure room, the red Gibson and the silver Fender Stratocaster. Bring 'em back to London, in one bloody piece with no scratches. Keep 'em in their cases at all times, and don't try and play 'em, Johnny. They're special." "I don't play anything anymore," Johnny had said quietly. "Good. Keep it that way," Don had replied. "You treat them guitars like they're Ming fucking vase."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?